This is your Tuesday, December 23rd morning update. It is Christmas Eve, if you'd like, and we'd like to talk about property taxes. Oh, yeah. Over in Vermont, for example, and we have this headline, The Hidden Cause of Rising Property Taxes, Vermont's Housing Crisis. This is allegedly from State Senator Kesha Ram Hinsdale, a Democrat of Chittenden, and she says, well, the problem is, people talk about school taxes and all this other stuff, but the real problem is housing. We don't have enough housing because there isn't enough housing. It's a housing problem. Did I mention housing? Yeah, so there isn't enough housing. It is true that a lot of people have been moving into Vermont, probably to get away from places like New York and Washington, D.C., maybe even because, during COVID, those places sucked worse than your average Democrat place. And Vermont being a Democrat place still sucks, but it sucks with nice views and really, really high property taxes. Vermont has one of the highest, if not the highest, total tax burden of any state in the country. And that's because they spend too much goddamn money. But it's not necessarily not a housing crisis. My question is, Kesha, if Vermont added $2 to $3 billion in property value, are you telling me that Democrats wouldn't spend more money to take advantage of that? You'd be lying if you did. The problem is spending. The property tax problem is spending, and it's a Democrat state full of Democrat towns that spend a lot of money on garbage. For example, all that global warming crap you waste money on, that's costing your taxpayers an awful lot of money, and you don't care. You're ready to double down. Same thing with school funding. You talk about school funding, it's enormous. It's like 70 to 75% of the property tax bill, and they're getting absolutely nothing in exchange for that. From Future Education magazine, according to the report, student enrollees in Vermont's K-12 public schools has seen a notable decrease between 2003-04 and 2022-23. Enrollment dropped by 14.2%. That means less customers, fewer customers. Sorry, should say that correctly. Academic performance at the same time also suffered. So you are taking more and more money for fewer and fewer students who are learning less and less. And what happens? You just keep asking for more money. And your performance sucks. From Rob Roper, GraniteRock.com. Mississippi is now ranked at 9th among the states in math and 16th in reading, while Vermont now ranks a very mediocre 36th on both subjects. Another astute Vermont writer on the subject, former state economist and UVM professor Art Wolf, dug deeper to show that when accounting for demographics, Vermont scores look even worse. With non-Hispanic white Vermonters, that's about 90% of the student population, scoring 47th and 48th compared to their peers nationally in math and reading. But here's the kicker. Moore and Wolf didn't mention Mississippi is achieving these stellar results while spending around $12,500 per child. Vermont spends nearly $29,000 per student. Overall, Vermont is the second highest spender in the nation, and Mississippi is the 45th. You have a property tax problem. It's an education funding problem. You can build all the houses you want. It's not going to fix it because you're never going to stop spending. Rob Roper again. We are funding a state budget of over $9 billion for a population of 640,000 people. That's roughly $12,167 per resident. And it's not like we're seeing positive results for all the success taxing and spending. Our public education system is an expensive disaster, despite spending more money per student than every other state but one. Our healthcare system is an expensive disaster, despite our paying significantly higher insurance premiums than every other state. We pay some of the highest electric rates in the country. We have a housing and affordability crisis. Our roads and bridges aren't in great shape. It's a spending problem, followed by an accountability and transparency issue, because you're clearly wasting money left and right, and that's why your property taxes are so damn high. And if you want to fix it, building more houses is going to be like pouring fuel on that fire. You're just going to take more money because one thing above all else is true. Democrats never spend less. There is no such thing as too much of somebody else's money. And if you build out, they will take it, and nothing will get better. And odds are very good, everything will get worse. Have a happy Tuesday. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. We will have an AM update tomorrow and Christmas. Santa won't be here. Sorry, he's busy. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.